Hey everyone, welcome to a little debate video we have. This is concerning John Cena's recent injury. His broken nose suffered on July 27, 2015 while facing Seth Rollins in a Raw Championship match for the U.S. title. I was thinking, and my brother and I were thinking a little bit about what would happen if he wasn't able to compete at Summerslam. Now, everybody that knows me personally, because I don't know a lot of people online. I don't know a lot of people on Twitter. I don't know a lot of people on YouTube either. But people that know me personally know that I don't like John Cena's character. But the question I have for my brother, and we were talking about this earlier this week, is what if he can't wrestle? I mean, what would WWE do, since they are so hell-bent on not replacing John Cena right now, even though, in a lot of people's opinions, people that don't like John Cena's character, not hate John Cena, but don't like his character and ready for a change, they want to see somebody else. What would they do? Who would they have him compete against if he couldn't even wrestle? And what are you going to do with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match? Alright, Dale, take it away.
Actually, the whole premise, actually, of John Cena possibly being able to wrestle, I think it could actually be something interesting for WWE. What I think they should do like this a tournament, actually, to see who will actually face the champion at SummerSlam. I mean, if they should do that. And what I think they will do is, if they do have that tournament, I think they'll probably have Roman Reigns in it when it's actually. That's what I think. So. And or do you think it might be pushing it if they have like the whole tournament during the actual pay-per-view, like they do? Like, you remember how I used to have it at King of the Ring back in the day?
Yeah, but they're not gonna do King of the Ring anymore. They don't. They had the King of the Ring thing. I prefer them having King of the Ring at a pay-per-view, but they're not doing that anymore. I wish they would, but it's not something I think that they're prepared to do anymore. So what I think is that I don't know what their plan B is, because John Cena was their plan B, because they were going to let John Cena just have his U.S. title and to see how Seth Rollins would perform as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But the way they had him booked, as you had told me previously in just regular conversations, they had him built weak. He was a weak chicken shit champion. He was weak and chicken shit. He was scared. He would find some way to, dodge opponents and stuff like that. But needless to say, you need a heel in order to make the program interesting. You can't just have two good guys go battling each other. They don't do that. They don't do that in WWE. They don't have two good guys shake hands and have a match and that's it. WWE doesn't do that. There's always got to be a heel and always got to be a face. Unless you're looking at a Royal Rumble match, but that goes without saying. I think that his injury could be a benefit for somebody else. Now, I'm not happy he got injured. It's not fun anyone getting injured, but I'm not happy specifically he got injured. I just do not think that he needs another WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He doesn't need any more championships. He's John Cena. The character of John Cena is established. Giving him another championship doesn't make him better. It won't make anyone who dislikes him like him anymore. They won't. It's not going to make me personally, if I was a fan who wasn't, into the sport as long as I have been, I still don't think I would like John Cena, because the John Cena character he's just so fake. We're talking about being fake here, and his injury could be beneficial for somebody else. We're talking about somebody else being champion. We're talking about somebody else getting that spot. I don't know who they're going to put. Again, I'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be attending Raw in San Jose. I'll find out tomorrow whether or not John Cena is going to wrestle for SummerSlam. But some reports that I've read online, and again, I don't know what a fact is when it comes to professional wrestling, because things change at the last minute. But he could possibly be out for a couple weeks, so they have to find some sort of suitable replacement for Seth Rollins to defend against. And I think it's a good thing that Seth Rollins doesn't have to have that John Cena match right so early in his title reign. Because you're going to tell me he goes from facing Brock Lesnar to facing John Cena. Didn't Brock Lesnar destroy John Cena once and twice? And, didn't he just, like... Isn't Brock Lesnar this big, gigantic force? I don't know what to think about the whole John Cena angle. I'm curious as to what you think. Like, what do you think of John Cena, period? I want to know what you think of John Cena, and then we'll call the video closed.
Okay, well, what I think about John Cena is, I don't think he's nothing, he's nothing special. I mean, he just goes there and talks on the mic, and he just comes up as a boring white rapper. And when he tries to act tough, he doesn't come across like as a Hogan or as a Rock. He just comes across as a mean-spirited bully, and it just doesn't work. It's just like it's just a drag, actually. And that's the problem. He doesn't have charisma. He just grunts pretty much. That's my opinion about him. And I do agree with you. He doesn't deserve the belt. It's not going to make anyone else jump on the Cena bandwagon. That's over and done with. So that's it's not going to happen. And I think he cares too much about himself and not about the company. And that's the problem, because he squashes people. And last example, Kevin Owens, he's squashed. What's the whole point of having this, having come across as this one evil guy, but you just, go out there and get kaput, and he's gonna be a mid-carder, pretty much, and that's the thing. They've made Cena come across too much as invincible, and what this is gonna happen is whoever they're gonna have face Seth Rollins, if it comes down to that at SummerSlam, that he's gonna lose Seth Rollins, and Rollins is gonna eventually drop the belt to Cena at the next pay-per-view, and that's what's gonna happen. It's just gonna keep this whole cycle going, and I just say it's rather boring, actually. You just have to just really spice it up now.
Well, you were telling me the other day that that they like to compare Cena to Flair, and then you made a comment. I can't remember the comment. Could you repeat that comment? You said something about
Yes. I was saying how you consider the injuries that Cena had, and with his neck and what he has right now with his nose, you figure that, like, hey, this might happen to some other guys, and they won't get an opportunity like I have. You figure that he would put them over, and Ric Flair didn't do that. He put over Sting, and Ric Flair recovered from a greater injury than Cena has ever had, and that's what makes me think the Flair put Sting over, and that opened up a whole door of the 90s of wrestling in WCW. Because if Flair hadn't pushed Sting over, help him push Sting over, we wouldn't have Nitro. None of that would have happened. Monday Night Wars, and wrestling wouldn't be the way it was right now. And that's what Cena has to think about. He's gonna have to put someone over eventually to keep it going, and he's not gonna do that. He's just gonna keep on squashing people.
I think the whole idea is your whole point is that, and the point is valid, obviously. There's not going to be any change until Vince McMahon has no longer any say in the company, and whoever's booking John Cena as super duper John Cena, because John Cena doesn't wrestle. John Cena just goes through the motions of match. It's not going to change until Vince McMahon goes away. We're not talking about dying. We're talking about retiring. I mean,
right.
I don't. Death is a very serious, obviously a very serious thing. It's just, quite honestly, if John Cena ever retires at one point ever, you're gonna have to And this last couple of months of being retired, you're going to have to just serve him up. Serve him up and have him lose. Have him lose constantly. Have him lose, have him look like a punk. Because that's just the only way to balance things out. The whole John Cena thing, as in comparison to other great wrestlers, we're talking about wrestlers who put other people over. Flair's one of them. Even Sting put over Booker T in WCW. When Booker T was champion, Sting did the job to him. No problem. And Sting has had much more memorable matches than a John Cena. John Cena, to me, as a character, sucks. As a wrestler, he sucks. If you're asking about him being a spokesman for the company, he's fantastic. We're talking about will he sell T-shirts? Wonderful, fantastic. Is he great for the kids for Make-A-Wish? Fantastic. But does he need another championship? Absolutely not. He doesn't need another one. Because guess what? They're still going to like him anyway. Let him hold the U.S. championship for the rest of his career. Who cares? That U.S. title means nothing. As soon as they brought the U.S. title over from WCW, it means nothing. So, I think personally, WWE had to have a different plan because they weren't planning on John Cena being injured. And Seth Rollins didn't injure John Cena on purpose. That's a fact. I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'm almost 1,000% sure he didn't because, you know, I don't think he's that kind of guy. If that's the case, how come he didn't injure Roman Reigns? How come he didn't injure that person? Or how come he was so careful with other people? I just think that maybe, you know, it was a freak accident. He hit him that way with his knee. John Cena wasn't prepared. Maybe John Cena didn't hear the spot being called. I don't know. All I know is that they have to come up with a better plan because the John Cena plan might not be in place. And hopefully you're wrong about Cena winning the belt later on in the future because that would be pretty sad because they're going to say, oh, John Cena is now tied Ric Flair. He is the greatest champion of all time. And then, like I said to you before on the phone, we were just having a conversation. The idea of John Cena is the announcers like him. There's no any difference of opinion. There's just John Cena's great. Big match John. I face John Cena. I love John Cena. And they're kissing his ass. They're kissing his ass that their heads are so far into his ass. He is not the only wrestler that's ever existed. And the way they talk about him, he is the only wrestler that ever existed. And with the whole controversy with Hulk Hogan already being fired, that's it. There's only John Cena now. There's only John Cena for the WWE to choose. If you go on their website, the merchandise of John Cena is prominently featured. If you talk to a commentator, if you hear the commentary during a John Cena match, it's always pro John Cena. There's no like any point in the match where it says, oh well, that guy's tough. No, John Cena. Look at John Cena come back. John Cena came back. Oh my gosh, he's coming back. They make him built out to be like an underdog, but how can he be an underdog if he's won so many championships? How can he be the one? How can he be the one struggling? How is he struggling? He's had so many championships. He's had so many championship matches, and you're telling me he's the underdog? You want me to root for somebody who's won consistently? It doesn't make any sense. This is sports entertainment. This isn't sports. This isn't competition. It's sports entertainment. You can't make me like someone that's won 15 championships, is on the verge of tying Ric Flair's championships record, and you want me to get excited about him? Nah, that's just not something I'm gonna do. Any final thoughts so we conclude the video?
Yeah, that reminds me. I don't know if you think this is putting someone over, but you have to think that Hulk Hogan did the job to Ultimate Warrior. Just a lot of people.
No, that was him putting it over. And you know what? And I'm sure Hogan has a big ego in the wrestling business, and I'm sure he does. I don't know. I don't know him personally. Back in the day when we used to watch wrestling in WCW, there wasn't that much internet leaks and all that stuff. Everything was just there. It was presented for you, and you know the internet wasn't as prominent as it is now. And we're not even talking about the 80s. 80s, it didn't exist. But we're talking about the 90s, too, when Hogan did the job to Goldberg, too. When Hogan did the job to Ultimate Warrior, he thought about the defeat like it was the end of the world. He went down on his knees, and he was like, oh, no, I can't believe I lost. It was such an epic way to tell a story. Hogan wasn't Hogan wasn't the best mat wrestler, we know that. But the way he handled the defeat, he was devastated. When John Cena gets defeated, John Cena comes out and he talks smack. He doesn't ever shake someone and say, you defeated me, you're the better man. He'll get up.
He just rolls out the ring,
He
pretty
just
much. So.
rolls out the ring like it's nothing. It's just another day for him. It's just business. It's not. He's not. He's not the kind of person or wrestler that I can say, "Wow, I really would like to be him." No, I know he's taking steroids. We know that for a fact because when he was younger, and when he was facing Kurt Angle, his neck was really small. You can't just have that big ass neck later on unless you took steroids. Period. He probably doesn't even get tested by the wellness policy that they have going on right now. So, in my opinion, as far as storytelling goes, John Cena sucks. As far as wrestling goes, John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks, period. And when I'm in an arena watching him live, and I've seen him sometimes, I'll just sit there. Unless they sing the John Cena sucks songs, I'll just sit there. He will get no reaction on me. I'll just sit there and whatever, and I'll just pray and hope that the match is over and he doesn't injure anybody. Not that he has ever injured anybody, but again, I don't want him being injured or anybody else, but this injury is a good thing for the Seth Rollins character. He doesn't need to be shown as weak. He's already... He lost to Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar won via DQ. He lost to John Cena via submission hold on Raw. It's just... It's not a good thing to have your champion lose like to the U.S. title, which is a mid-card championship, especially to John Cena. John Cena is the void. If you're getting a push, John Cena's gonna take it away. If you're close to being a really number one face, Ryback too at one point. You weren't watching at the time because you were still taking your break from wrestling. Ryback could have been a great face too. The crowd was behind him. Feed me more, feed me more. What'd they do? They rushed him in the main event to face CM Punk, and then he went downhill from there, and then they turned him face, and they gave him to Cena. Just like Rusev. Rusev was a fantastic heel at one point. I didn't care for his heel gimmick at one point because it went on too long, but what they do? They gave him to Cena. So they feed him to Cena. That's the joke. Well, that's all I have to say about John Cena. We'll talk more about the Summerslam card leading up to it.
Yes.
And yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. And we'll have more John Cena videos later, and hopefully we'll find out. I'll find out myself on Monday night whether or not John Cena is going to compete at SummerSlam or not. Hopefully he does not, so he has time to recover. Again, we're talking about the wellness of a person. We're not talking about the wrestler. The wellness of a person. If someone has a broken nose and they tell you, the doctor says, hey, guess what? You need to take some time off to recover from your surgery, because he had surgery. I think it's a smart thing for you as a person to recover from that surgery, because if you are planning to be around in the wrestling business for a long time, you need to take that time off, and that's fine, because when John Cena was injured before, they inserted somebody else. When he was supposed to face CM Punk, he had to have that surgery, I think for his arm, or I don't know what it was. It was a surgery for something. I believe it was his arm. He faced, they put Ryback in there, and, whatever, it doesn't matter. Again, I don't have anything against John Cena the person. I just don't think John Cena the wrestler needs to get any more championships. Any last thoughts before we conclude?
I think that is all. That I think if push comes to shove, if he can't wrestle, he should just be away, not even at ringside, nothing. Just get away. Don't be around. They have to do that.
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.